Good evening, bros. Good evening. We are the Delaney Brothers. This is the 8 o'clock Delaney News. Okay, so one of the greatest questions in bodybuilding today, possibly life, possibly the universe, not just today, but maybe ever, is what protein are you on? What protein are you on, bro? Because we get that a lot, as you know. Because really, sometimes that's the difference between making gains and just, well, not making gains.
Probably the difference between like Olympia and
just being stringy and sinewy, being spindly.
Yeah, being soft and
being doughy.
Yeah, and flat.
Yeah, and not full. So we thought we'd address this issue to help you guys out, because sometimes people need guidance. You can't just be expected to choose the right protein first off, because there's so much variety.
The thing is as well, there's so many different ones, different varieties of.
Oh, it looks as big as my head because it's closer. Optical illusions.
Yeah, there's such a big mark out there as well. You know, you've got to think about what your priorities are in terms of building muscle. Is it important to get it on board really quick? In which case, you've got the likes of quick mass.
Yeah, we have quick mass.
But then that is probably trumped by turbo mass gainer.
I would always go for turbo over quick.
Yeah.
Somebody said you can have this car, it's quick, or you can have this car, it's turbo. It doesn't really make sense. It has to something like that. I'd take turbo.
It gains ground turbo.
Turbo way. Turbo fat. In a turbo way. However, there is also instant mass. So really, there's no point. I don't see why. Why do people even buy quick mass or turbo mass when you could buy instant mass?
That's pretty much blew those two out of the water in terms of
what could possibly be better than instant mass?
You can't get any quicker than that, can you?
Well, you'd get premature mass.
Yeah, but that.
Well, you'd have to get big. You'd be getting big before you
train.
Before you drink it, and I don't think.
It's not all about mass as well.
No,
because you've got like muscle and weight gainer.
Muscle and weight gainer. That's one I would look at, because I would like to gain muscle and weight, because. If I gain just muscle then and no weight, then maybe,
because mass could be anything. Could be losing fat. Could be anything. What about muscle and size gainer from the same brand? So they've both got muscle included, but it's the case of it's toss up between weight and size.
Muscle and size gainer. Why don't they just make a muscle, weight and size gainer?
Yeah.
Because then you could gain all three at the same time, and mass.
They don't really tell me that you're going to actually make any strength gains, so you probably have to get a mass and strength gainer thrown in.
There's also mass and strength
as well.
Gainer, but then
you wouldn't get stronger without a strength gainer.
Yeah, if you're just getting muscle and weight, then you're getting heavier and you're building more muscle, but you're not getting stronger. So
yeah.
This one I'm not too sure about this one, because it sounds a bit
borderline.
Questioning natty status.
I think that if you looked at some of the main governing bodies of all the drug tests,
the WADA drug list,
this may well be on there. It's called anabolic mass.
It's just anabolic.
Word, so it's that word. It's just.
I have to stay away from anabolic really, because it means steroid. Anabolic means steroids. So
pretty much, yeah.
Anabolic is essentially another word for steroids.
Yeah. So you might as well just steroid mass, yeah. All these mass gainers, you've got to actually think about the quality of mass that you're getting.
Yeah.
And we stumbled across one.
Any type of mass.
One called super mass.
Yeah.
So
super mass sounds good to me. If somebody said to me, "You look like you've put on some super mass," I'd be happy with that.
It would be basically if you're on stage next to somebody who's got mass, and you've got super mass, then surely your mass trumps their mass, and you would then finish higher than them.
But then what if they can take in mega mass?
Yeah, mega mass is another one as well. So I think mega is distinctly better than super mass.
Mega must be better than super.
Yeah.
Because the only example I can think of right now is Pokeballs, because I think a mega
How does
ball.
it go?
I think it went Pokeball, Super Ball, Mega Ball. So mega better than super.
Yeah.
Ultra Ball.
There you go, because there's one called Ultra Mass as well. Yeah, it's called Ultra Mass. There's another one called Ultra Mass.
Get that?
So you wouldn't. So there's no point in us getting mega mass or super mass.
No, because
when you can have ultra mass,
ultra
that must be better. There was big mass as well. I mean, it's no use having ultra mass if you're not big. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole point of a bulk, isn't it? You're trying to get bigger, so really you do want some big mass.
It's the only one I've seen the word big on.
What is what other types of, you don't want small mass, do you? Small mass is not really.
It's a bit of an oxymoronic sort of.
Yeah, it doesn't really make that.
It's not, but it can be a small mass.
In the sense that people use the word mass, it is oxymoronic.
Those 4 that we just reviewed, supermass, megamass, ultramass and big mass.
You reviewed them.
We looked at those, didn't we? But then I stumbled across a few others that made me doubt how genuine those masses were, because I found one called real mass, and it made me think, well, what if the other ones aren't real?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You don't want to be gaining unreal mass, do you, really?
No.
You don't want someone to come up to you and say, oh yeah, I can tell you've been on.
You've got a fake mass.
You've not, yeah. See, with real mass, I thought real mass was the real deal sort of thing. I thought that would be it. But then I found true mass.
True mass.
So what if real mass is real, but it's kind of not true as well?
How? Wow, I'm so many mindfuck now.
Yeah, me too.
True,
it could be true, but it could also be a bit dirty and watered down,
diluted.
Yeah,
so you could go with
diluted
pure mass.
Yeah, pure mass could settle that one.
I don't want any of this watered down mass. I don't want diluted, low grade mass. I want farmer grade mass.
Exactly.
I want weapons grade shit.
Yeah. So I mean, the ones we've gone through so far, there seems to be one thing missing though. They
sound like they're fucking around.
They sound like they're messing about.
It's like a joke.
They're not really taking it, seriously. So they're not very serious to me.
But Mike.
What?
There's serious mass.
Well, we are serious about this, so I suppose that'd be the right one for us, wouldn't it? Really.
Well, I don't want fuck about mass, joke mass, prank mass.
Yeah. Troll mass.
Fuck troll mass. Who the fuck wants troll mass? I want serious mass. No room for trolls.
I don't want people to look at my mass and say, your mass is just not serious. Like,
to look at your mass.
I know.
Are you looking at my mass?
I see people looking at my mass all the time. After all that, though, you've got to think about the texture of the mass that you're putting on. I don't want to just put on like soft mass or pudgy mass or you see these guys that have got that hard look,
hard,
and you wonder like people accuse them of all sorts, like people say they've been taking anabolic mass, and then you're like, no they've not, they've just been taking solid mass. It's just a case of what pro you have.
Solid mass.
If you want that hard look, you just take solid mass.
Solid mass will get you that hard look. I think what we should do is stack these. Fuck quick mass, fuck turbo mass. I'm going to stack instant mass with not anabolic mass because I want to stay natty. No. These are just too confusing. Muscle and weight, muscle and size, mass and strength. I'll just stack instant mass with ultra mass. Pure mass. And probably solid mass.
Yeah, but
because I can cut later. I don't need to worry about lean mass because I'll do a cut.
But you don't want it to be like fucking about either, so you'd have to throw critical in there as well, I think. Otherwise people just will not take you seriously.
We could just fuck it off though and eat food.
Yeah, we could just eat more food.
Let's do that.